Hey guys, Angela Montañez here. I am a spirit professional and healthy living coach at Door 24 Agency. So I wanted to share with you today a topic that I had learned about on Periscope. I should really say it's a mindset. I was really upset and it got my blood boiling a little bit to really hear people's views on this mindset. And so I wanted to share with you today some of just the information and the mindset behind this Periscope that I had watched. And the woman given the Periscope was a well-known life coach, and so I was a little taken aback by some of the word choices. And who knows, maybe I'm thinking about this too much, and you can let me know if I'm digging too much, if I'm analyzing too much. But it really hit me somewhere deep, and I really wanted to share this with you. So I'm just going to read you some just a summary of what I had wrote and my thoughts about it. If you go to my site www.door-24.com and you sign up, not only will you get a 30-minute freedom call with me, which is completely complimentary, but you'll also be signed up for the newsletter. You can get in on seeing some of my notes and some things that I write about, and you can get the written out copy of this video, which I called Is the Act of Survival Low-Level Living? And that's a really good question. Is the act of survival low-level living? So I drafted up the article, and here are some points that I wrote. So I'm going to look away from the camera so that I can read them. I wrote, I was watching a Periscope on marketing your business from a well-known life coach. She was giving a few points of a marketing and successful mindset. She changed the wording of one of her points from "you have to survive" to a more pleasant sounding phrase. When I mentioned that survival is real and she should keep that word, she insisted that it was a word of lack and of low vibration. A scoper watching the cast insisted that the word and act of survival is low-level living. When did survival become low-level living? If that's the case, is that not what we are doing every day? If tomorrow is not promised and we all have the same amount of hours in a day and the same amount of time right now in the present, are we not all surviving for this very moment? I mean, hello? I mean, to me that's a good question. It's like, well, why does survival have to be low-level living? Why are people so afraid to be attached to poverty that they would take a raw and real fact of life, like surviving, and attach the idea that it is low-level living? If that is the case, then the child that is fighting for her life in the pediatric ward and her family are not only surviving, but then the premise would be that they are experiencing low-level living. Is this not offensive? Because I know I was a little offended. Is this not offensive? Is it not offensive to God? You know, is this not offensive to the universe, you know, and to God, who orchestrates and gives a beautiful life to all? Is it not offensive? Are the birds experiencing low-level living because they wait for God to instruct someone to feed them or for Him to make a way for them to eat? Are the flowers experiencing low-level living? No. They are living. They are not experiencing low-level living. They are living. Life doesn't wait for you to get back on your feet. It's happening now, and there's nothing low-level about any stage of life. That's a classist mentality. You know, and it just really made my blood boil to, you know, to hear this life coach say that it's a low vibration word, and to hear a fan of hers say it's low-level living. And it's like, whoa, whoa, what about people that are truly survivors? You know, and they take that word and they're like, yes, I survived. That's what I did. You know, I fought my way out of this. I survived. Does that mean that they're experiencing a lower level of living? I mean, maybe I'm analyzing too much. Maybe I'm being too philosophical. It's just the premise didn't fit, and it just confused the hell out of me. And to me, it sounded very classist. So I'm going to go on. To adhere and share this mindset is broadcasting to survivors that you believe they are experiencing low-level living and something is wrong with them in their lifestyle. Why is it low-level to fight and survive? The survivors have had their hats tossed or thrown their hats into the ring of life. They are in the real life game. They have no choice but to win or lose, but you don't win or lose unless you are in the game of life. And there's nothing low level to me about that. Absolutely nothing. You know? So to me, a survivor is a warrior. She's someone I want to have in my circle in an emergency. In times of survival, her instincts are going to kick in and they're going to come alive. She understands how to climb out from the bottom of the trenches and has risen victoriously with mud on her face, bruises on her back, and dirty fingernails that she will soon make pretty. She's a soldier. She cannot take a person's You cannot take a person's struggle away from them. You cannot take a person's struggle away from them if they have not learned or transformed from their struggle. That, you know, that is so important for people to remember. You cannot deny a person their struggle or take it away from them, because then you will be denying them their breakthrough, and they will not have that experience of breaking through and coming through that struggle and saying, I survived this. And I don't see anything low level about that. So I'm going to go on. If you deny them their struggle, they will not experience transformation, and you have dishonored them and robbed them of their breakthrough moment. To be a survivor and to call yourself a survivor is to let the world know that you have become transformed by your struggle. You have ascended from your struggle, and you live on to proclaim and fight another day. And to me, there's nothing low level about that at all. You know, you're a survivor. You've been transformed from your struggle. You honor, you know, the fact that you had to go through this struggle, and you honor the fact that you've come out of your struggle, and you've honored yourself, and you've transformed from this struggle. And there's nothing low level about that. There's nothing low vibration about that. If anything, it helps you ascend, and it brings you to a higher heights of vibration. It puts you on a whole other spiritual plane that has nothing to do with money and has nothing to do with any type of classist mentality. So to be without struggle, without pain, without problems in this world is a lie. To think that money is going to solve that is a lie. To think that fame is going to solve that, it's a lie. It's a blatant lie. So to say that the word survival is a low vibration word is ridiculous. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact of life, people. It's an international reality that people are surviving. And people are survivors. And it is not a low vibration word. Those people surviving not only understand the struggle of survival, but they value intrinsic love, happiness, and community much more than anybody else that I've ever met who has not been transformed by their struggle. You know, I didn't come from, you know, a great deal. You know, my family, myself. It's a background of struggle. It's a background of, you know, trying to climb your way out. It's a background of being transformed by your struggle so that you can in turn help someone else to transform by their struggle. But there's nothing classist about that. There's nothing low level vibration, low level living, low vibration. There's nothing about the word survivor or being a survivor or surviving that is low vibration or low level living. It's living, you know, and it's, I can't even look at it as low level because it's living. And I've met and I've been in this situation where you absolutely have nothing material, but you are intrinsically happy and you're surrounded by a loving family, you know, and you have a great community. You know, it's been my experience where you come around people that are either wealthy or rich, or they are in a high vibration. And, you know, when it comes to their material wealth and connecting on a career and business level, but then they go to their homes, they have no sense of community. They've lost the sense of community. You know, there's no love. They look down on people. I'm not saying everyone, because I'm not going to be the Donald Trump right now. I'm definitely not going to say everyone, because it's not everybody. But, you know, there is a certain mentality that some people have, you know, about certain words and certain lifestyles. And, you know, people are people in the end. And we all help each other to go through we should help each other to go through the struggles and the daily pains and happiness and moments that we're all going through together on this earth. You know, so it really got my blood boiling just to hear those words, you know. Like I said, personally for me, I've never met anyone who has not been transformed by their struggle when they have had a struggle. So cheers to being a survivor and climbing out of the trenches and experiencing today's victory. I applaud you for sticking it out and to fight another day. You are a warrior, you're a she-wolf, and hearts to you, my she-wolves, because you understand how it feels to fight, you understand how it feels to survive, and you understand that it's a momentary thing, it's a momentary struggle, and you'll come out of it. And then once you come out of it, you may end up back in a struggle again. You may end up back in a survival mode again, because all of these things are temporary. These are, like I said, we're surviving every day. We're trying to find that next dollar every day. We're trying to find that next meal every single day. You know, whether you have the money to go to the grocery store and just get the meal, you're still looking like, what am I going to make? You're going to look in the fridge. What am I going to make? Every single day is a struggle in its own way. You know, nobody has it easy. Everyone is going through their own struggle. We just don't know what it is. The guy that you see yachting on the, you know, or sailing on the Hudson, I'm in New York, or the guy that is pulling up in his Rolls Royce, he has a struggle. She has a struggle. They all have struggles. We all have struggles. We just don't know what those struggles are. You know, just because they're surviving in a different way, they may be surviving emotionally. You know, they may be experiencing a survival that is completely different than the way some people who are materially surviving, you know. So to me, it's just ludicrous to say that's a low vibration, you know, the word surviving and survival and to be a survivor. And that's a low level of living. It's like, but no, is not living just living? Isn't living a beautiful struggle? Because to me, I see it as a beautiful struggle. You know, I mean, I'm not going to go too much into this as I already have. But I mean, it can be brutal and it can be beautiful. You see that, you know, I saw a video yesterday about a spider that completely attacked a giant bee, and the bee was struggling for his life. Now, needless to say, he did not win, but that was a struggle. And for the spider, it was a struggle, but he was going to eat. For the bee, it was a struggle, and, you know, he's losing his life. But either way, it's a struggle, and it doesn't mean that to survive or to call yourself a survivor or to be a survivor is low vibration or it's a low level of living. I applaud you. I give you 1,000,000 hearts if you're on Periscope. And I just love you, because to be a survivor to me is somebody that has fought their way out and they have been transformed by their breakthrough and by their struggles. So, you know, I'm going to leave you with that. And I would really love to hear your questions, comments, feedback on the subject. Let me know how you view, interpret, and utilize the word survivor. So you can hit me up on my website, www.door-24.com. I'll put the information, I'll link it below. You can also hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, across social platforms as The Citrus Life. It's the same thing here on YouTube. And just let me know your thoughts. I want to know your questions, comments, feedbacks on the subject and how you view, interpret, and utilize the word survival, survivor, and so forth. Okay? Thank you so much. And as always, my soul honors your soul and my light honors your light. Bye.